Welcome students, chapter number 3, Ranga's Marriage by Masti Venkatesh Iyengar. Indian author again, and this chapter has been written in rambling style by him. So first of all, you need to understand what is this rambling style. This is a style of writing which people find very humorous. The reason, it is lot of humor incorporated in it. But the problem that comes is that the level of humor is a bit high for many people to understand. Sometimes people have to give a second reading even to understand this chapter. So it is this rambling style is when people have got a high level of humor, and at the same time the chapter continues or the write-up continues and the author diverts. After some time, he or she brings the write-up back to the same place from where they have diverted. Then again it continues, again they divert, again so there is lots of diversion or digressions in this chapter. But this style of writing is tough. The reason you have to remember from where it was diverted and to bring it back to the same point again. So you find lots of diversion here, and there is one more chapter in Vistas class 12, Tiger King, which has the same rambling style. So rambling style marks one more point that is there is where the author directly talks to the readers. So in this case also you will find wherever he says you, it is us as readers, and every time he as though is talking to us, although it cannot be called a dialogue because we can't reply, it's one-sided, but he listens and he assumes that our answer would be this. So these are the three characteristics of rambling style. First, high level of humor. Second, lots of diversions, and third is where the author directly talks to the readers. Now let's begin this, and in the beginning itself, the first 2 pages, you will wonder there is no mention about Ranga and his marriage. It's only he speaking about his village Hoshali, and you'll find how he exaggerates, how he rambles about his village, and then he says, I do this because I'm attached to my village. So let's begin this, and you'll get the inkling of that rambling style right in the first paragraph. Let's begin, but first of all, let's see the introduction. Because you should know Ranga's marriage, that means who is Ranga? The narrator here, Masti has chosen a narrator, that is Shyama. Shyama and Ranga, both of them lived in the same village, Hoshali. And Shyama was a person who was very shrewd, very clever, and at the same time he planned Ranga's marriage. So in this whole chapter, he is telling about his plan. So who was Ranga? Ranga was one of the people in his village who went to Bangalore to study. The important thing is that time if anybody went to Bangalore to study, it was a talk of the whole village because the village was very small. So here he talks something about how he helped Ranga to get married. That's why the title is Ranga's Marriage. So you'll come to know about that. So I'll not spoil the whole chapter by telling you the summary of it. So let's deal with this chapter in this manner only, that it's a rambling style, and the first 2 pages are there only devoted to his village Hoshali. So let's begin it. When you say this title, some of you may ask, Ranga's Marriage? Why not Ranganatha Vivaha or Ranganatha Vijaya? He is an author of South, and there in South they call it Girja Kalyana, they call it Vivaha. I said, why did you not choose an Indian title? Why an English title? Okay, well, yes, I know I could have used some other mouth-filling one like Jagannatha Vijaya or Girija Kalyana. Yeah, these also are used as words for marriage over there. But then, this is not about Jagannatha's victory or Girja's wedding. He is commenting on these 2 words. He is saying that these 2 words are used. But it is not about Girja Kalyana. It's not about marriage of Girja. Okay, so he is making fun of these 2 words also. Okay, then. It is about our own Ranga's marriage, and hence no fancy title. So the first question that can be asked is, what clarification is he giving right in the beginning? The clarification is, why did he choose the title as Ranga's Marriage, not any other title? Okay. Then, Hoshali is our village. You must have heard of it. No? What a pity. He is talking to us and he is saying, you have not heard of my village? What a pity. But it is not your fault. There is no mention of it in any geography book. Students, you tell me, small villages are never mentioned on geography books or are not mentioned on maps and all. They are there. He says, it's not your mistake because nobody mentioned it in geography book, and it's a big mistake. They should have mentioned my village in geography book. Then, Those sahibs in England writing in English probably do not know that such a place exists and so make no mention of it. Our own people to forget about it. You know how it is. They are like a flock of sheep. One sheep walks into a pit, the rest blindly follow. That's why it is said, no, sheep are very innocent. Like even if they see that one sheep is falling in the pit, they'll blindly follow it. That's why you must have seen one ad also which comes on the television. People say meh, meh, and they keep on following. So this is like this, it's a rat race. So this is like that, only sheep keep on following, they are blind followers. So this example is often quoted. So if you can quote this example elsewhere, you can say that they are like a flock of sheep, they follow each other, blind followers. Okay, then you cannot expect the poor, if the sahibs, when both the sahibs in England and our own geographers have not referred to it, you cannot expect the poor cartographer is one who makes the map, to remember to put it on the map, can you? And so there is not even the shadow of our village on the map. He is saying it's a big mistake, and it's not the fault of the readers, it's the fault of those the sahibs in England who don't know that such a place exists. It's such a beautiful place, and this is called exaggerating. And this happens, students, if we are attached to some place, we'll try to tell about that place to everybody in the same manner. This is what he is doing. Then, sorry, I started somewhere and then went off in another direction. Now you understand what is this rambling? Started with Ranga's marriage, went to Hoshiarli, started to talk about cartographer and all, then brought back to the village. Then, sorry, I started somewhere and then went off in another direction. If the state of Mysore is to Bharatvarsh, some math students would be able to understand this equation, and I'll stop for a second after that. Are you able to understand? If the state of Mysore is to Bharatvarsh, what the sweet Karigadabu is to a festive meal, then Hoshiarli is to Mysore state, what the filling is to Karigadabu. You must not have understood, explain it. So there is a sweet in Rajasthan also that we say is gujia, which is made of like coconut filling and all. So similarly, there is a sweet Karigadabu in south, and this Karigadabu, they say that the festival is incomplete without Karigadabu. Without that festival, the Mysore state is the village is incomplete. Without that village, Mysore state is incomplete, and without Mysore state, map of India is incomplete. That means if you say that the direct connection is without the mention of the village Hoshiarli, the map of India is incomplete. This is what he is saying. Okay. What I have said is absolutely true. Believe me, I am not object to your questioning it, but I will stick to my opinion. I am not the only one who speaks glowingly of Hoshiarli. We have a doctor in our place. He wants us to believe that if you don't believe me, you will believe a doctor. So let's see what the doctor has to say. Okay, I am not the only one who speaks glowingly of Hoshiarli. We have a doctor in our place. His name is Gunda Bhatta. He agrees with me. So if he agrees with me, you also have to agree. Then, he has been to quite a few places. No, not England. If anyone asks him whether he has been there, I told you it is rambling. So whether he has been there, he says, no Anaya, I have left that to you. Running around like a flea-pestered dog is not for me. Now what is this flea-pestered dog? You must have seen, students, the stray dogs, when they roam on the roads, they have fleas on the skin. And because of that, you must have seen they continuously rub their bodies against hard objects so that they have that itching. So, flea-pestered dog runs here and there getting some support. So, similarly, this doctor said that I don't go to different places. I go to only special places. I am not like a flea-pestered dog who can go anywhere. I go to only those places which are good. And then he says he has been to many places, but he also says that the best place is Hoshiarli. That means Hoshiarli is the best place. So, this he is telling us to confirm that yes, the village is the best. Okay, then I have left that to you. Running around like a flea-pestered dog is not for me. I have seen a few places in my time though. As a matter of fact, he has seen many. Actually, he wants us to believe that his village is the best. Then, now he comes to some more things. Let us see. We have some mango trees in our village. So, if he describes glowingly of his village, he will describe of the mango trees also. Okay. We have some mango trees in our village. Come visit us and I will give you a raw mango from one of them. Raw mango, you understand? Kacha, say keri. Okay. Do not eat it. Just take a bite. The sourness is sure to go straight to your Brahmarandra. He said, take a bite and this sourness will go straight to your Brahmarandra. It's so sour. So now he says it is sour, but every raw mango is sour. But he wants to tell us, no, the mangoes of our village, they are specially like that. Then I once took one such fruit home and a chutney was made out of it. All of us ate it. The cough we suffered from after that. It was when I went for the cough medicine that the doctor told me about the special quality of the fruit. This is the quality of the fruit of everywhere. Like everywhere you eat a raw mango, you will have the same sensation. But he says no, only the mangoes of our village. And this is the best example of imagery of taste. Like I told you earlier also, when we have different types of imagery, we are reading something, we get the image in front of our eyes. It's visual imagery. We get the smell, the imagery of smell. And here you are getting the imagery of taste. A similar chapter you have read in class 10th in Hindi also, where some Nawab was eating some cucumber and then he threw them out. That is it. Okay. Then, so this is the best example of imagery of taste. Then, just as the mango is special, so is everything else around our village. We have a creeper growing in the ever so fine water of the village pond. You see, our village pond has got so fine water and there is a creeper growing. Now students, every pond has good water and then creepers grow. But he is so attached. See his attachment. Okay. Then its flowers are a feast to behold. Get 2 leaves from the creeper when you go to the pond for your bath and you will not have to worry about not having leaves on which to serve the afternoon meal. You will say I am rambling. Yes, he is. Okay, you'll say I am rambling. It is always like that when the subject of our village comes up. But enough. If any one of you would like to visit us, drop me a line. Now those sensible people who think that yes, this is there of every village, that he says, if you think that it's so good, because he is so positive, he says, so good, you want to come here, you drop me a message. Okay, then drop me a line. I'll let you know where Hoshiarli is and what things are like here. The best way of getting to know a place is to visit it. Don't you agree? So he is confirming and he wants to tell us, come to my village, it is so good. Okay, then, so here you will understand that now he comes to Ranga's marriage. Let us see. When I am going to tell you what I am going to tell you is something that happened 10 years ago. We did not have many people who knew English then. Our village accountant was the first one who had enough courage to send his son to Bangalore. Now the topic comes to Ranga. So this village accountant is Ranga's father. Okay, then it is different now. There are many people who know English. Students, if he has rambling style, he again diverts towards English language. So let us see here. The first one who had enough courage to send his son to Bangalore to study. It is different now. There are many who know English. During the holidays, you come across them on every street talking in English. Those days, we did not speak in English, nor did we bring in English words while speaking in Kannada. What has happened is disgraceful. Believe me. The other day, I was in Rama Rao's house. Rama Rao was his neighbor. He has some role here in the chapter afterwards also. Okay. The other day, I was in Rama Rao's house when they bought a bundle of firewood. Rama Rao's son came out to pay for it. He asked the woman, how much should I give you? 4 pies, she said. The boy told her he did not have any change. He used the word change. The lady looked at him. What do you mean by the word change? And asked her to come the next morning. The poor woman did not understand the English word change and went away muttering to herself. I too did not know. Later when I went to Ranga's house and asked him, I understood what it meant. So this priceless commodity, the English language, was not so widespread in our village a decade ago. That was why Ranga's homecoming was a great event. Why? He went to Bangalore to study and came back. So people were very enthusiastic about it. Then homecoming was a great event. People rushed to his doorstep announcing, the accountant's son has come. The boy who had gone to Bangalore for his studies is here, it seems. And come, Ranga is here. Let's go and have a look. Is it? Because his homecoming was a great event indeed. I am stopping here this particular session. But in this session we have done is how the author speaks about his village, Hoshiarli. How he wants to convince us that Hoshiarli is the best village. How he convinces us about the special quality of the mango fruit. Then after that he talks something about English language. And why Ranga's homecoming was a great event. But in all this, you have to note down one more thing. The character of Shyama, the narrator. Although you don't know his name now, afterwards in this chapter you will come to know towards the end in fact. So here you have to say or comment on his character. The character, very proud of his village, very attached of his village, inquisitive. Because he went to Ranga's house specially to find out what does this word change mean. Then he is very attached to his native culture, language, everything, and he is incorporating each and everything that is there in the culture. Talking about the word used for marriage, then talking about the sweet karigadabu, talking about many things. So here you understand, and at the same time he rambles a lot, and the reason is that he is very attached to his village. So next session we'll discuss how we talk about Ranga's marriage and how Shyama helps Ranga to get married. Thank you.